I moved into the apartment at the end of October. A third-floor walk-up in an old brick building, tucked away on a quiet street in a city I didn't know very well. The rent was surprisingly affordable, which should have been my first red flag. But I was desperate. New job, new city, no savings. I took what I could get. The apartment was quaint. Hardwood floors, a clawfoot bathtub, tall windows that let in the kind of light that makes you feel like you're in a memory. But there was something else too, something I couldn't quite put my finger on. A stillness, a sort of hum beneath the silence, like the walls were holding their breath. The strange part came on my third night, when I noticed a draft in the hallway. It was odd because none of the windows were open. Following the cold breeze, I ended up in the narrow corridor between my bedroom and the kitchen. I ran my hand along the wall, half-jokingly saying, "What are you hiding?" That's when I found it, a thin seam in the wallpaper. Almost imperceptible, but once you noticed it, you couldn't unsee it. I tapped it, hollow. My heart thudded, equal parts curiosity and dread. I fetched a utility knife from the junk drawer, slid along the seam, and peeled the wallpaper back. There it was, a door. It wasn't like a normal door. It was shorter, barely 5 feet tall, with a tarnished brass handle and wood swollen from age. No frame, no hinges visible, just a door embedded in the wall like it had been plastered over a lifetime ago. I hesitated. Everything in me screamed to leave it alone, but I've always been a curious person, and curiosity is a dangerous thing when you're alone in a strange apartment, in a strange city, with no one to stop you. I opened it. The door creaked on invisible hinges, exhaling a stale, damp scent like earth and rotting wood. Behind it was darkness. Not the kind you get from lack of light, but a deeper, inkier blackness that swallowed the beam from my phone flashlight whole. I stepped inside. The walls were tight, close enough to brush my shoulders. Cobwebs clung to my arms. The floor dipped slightly, slanting downward, and I realized I was walking a narrow staircase. It felt impossibly long, longer than the structure of the building should allow. I counted my steps. 10, 20, 30. At 40, I stopped. The air was thicker here, moist and cold. I turned to look behind me, but the doorway was gone, replaced by more darkness. I wasn't even sure if I could go back. Panic prickled my skin. I reached for the wall to orient myself and pressed forward, the only direction left. After what felt like hours, the passage opened into a room. My light flickered as it illuminated warped floorboards, a broken rocking chair, and shelves lined with jars, hundreds of them, filled with things that moved. I staggered back. There was something else in the room, a shape, sitting in the corner. It didn't move when my light touched it. A man, or what once had been. His face was sunken, gray, with lips stitched shut by thin wire. In his lap was a journal. I should have turned back then. I should have run. But I stepped forward and picked it up. The journal was bound in leather, brittle and cracking. The pages were handwritten in black ink, dated decades ago. I flipped through, scanning entries. June 12, 1956. The door appeared again today. I tried to brick it up, but every morning it's back, like it wants to be opened. June 17, 1956. Voices, at night, whispering my name. Mary says she can't hear them, but I know they're real. June 30th, 1956. They showed me what's behind the door. I have to go back. They say I belong there now. The entries devolved into gibberish after that. Scrawled symbols, drawings of circles within circles, eyes, open mouths. One final note was written on the inside of the back cover. If you find this, don't open the second door. I turned around. There was another door. This one made of iron, bolted with heavy latches and strange carvings etched into the surface. It vibrated faintly, like something on the other side was breathing. I didn't touch it. I bolted. I scrambled back through the passage, stumbling and clawing my way up the stairs until, by some miracle, I found the first door and burst through it into my hallway, slamming it shut behind me. My chest heaved. My phone said it was 3:17 a.m., but I'd gone down there around 9:30. After that night, I couldn't sleep. Every creak of the floor, every gust of wind made me jump. The door was still there, but I piled furniture in front of it, stacked it so high it scraped the ceiling. But things started to change. I'd wake up with dirt on my feet, long scratches down my arms. The water from the taps would run brown and smell like iron. The apartment groaned at night, deep and low, like the sound of something turning in its sleep. I tried to leave, packed a bag and made it to the front door, but the knob wouldn't turn. The lock twisted endlessly in place. I screamed, pounded, called the landlord. I wasn't alone in the apartment anymore. I felt it watching, breathing, whispering. Then came the dreams, always the same. I'm back in the passage, walking downward, deeper and deeper, past rooms full of things that shouldn't exist. People sewn together, mirrors that reflected. The line went dead the moment he answered someone else's life. A hallway made of teeth, at the end. The second door, always locked, until it wasn't. On the 12th night, I woke up standing in the hallway. The furniture was gone. The first door was open. I wasn't dreaming. I begged myself to stop, but my body moved like a puppet, down the stairs, through the corridor, past the jars, past the stitched man. The iron door stood before me, unlatched. It swung open. Darkness bled from the threshold, thicker than before, accompanied by a low moan, as if the world was crying out in warning. I stepped inside, and everything changed. There was no floor, no ceiling, just a void, a great churning nothingness, with islands of stone floating in impossible directions. On one, a child weeping tar. On another, a woman tearing her face off, only for it to grow back, over and over. A cathedral built from bone and hair rose in the distance, its bells screaming. A voice spoke, not aloud, but inside me. Old, cold, patient. You opened the first door. You chose this. I fell to my knees. My skin burned. My bones cracked. Give us your name, the voice said. Give us yourself. I screamed, fought, ran. Somehow, I made it out, crawled back through the doorway, up the stairs, into my hallway. I collapsed and passed out on the floor. When I woke up, it was daylight, but something was wrong. My reflection didn't match me. I blinked at the bathroom mirror. My mouth didn't move. My reflection smiled when I didn't. It tilted its head, mimicking curiosity. Then it whispered, "You left part of yourself behind." Since then, I've noticed other things. My shadow moves out of sync. My voice echoes even in silence. People on the street glance at me, then look away too fast. Strangers cross themselves when I pass. And the dreams are worse. Not dreams, memories of that place, of what I saw, and what saw me. I tried to burn the door. The fire wouldn't catch. The wallpaper peeled back on its own. I tried calling for help, but every call ends in static. I emailed friends, but the replies I get back aren't theirs, just lines of code, glyphs, sometimes just one sentence. You belong to us now. I've tried everything, except going back. I'm writing this as a warning. There's a door in this apartment. I opened it. I went too far. I brought something back. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's something that thinks it's me. I can't tell anymore. If you're reading this, don't come looking. Don't follow. And if you ever find a door where there shouldn't be one, don't open it. No matter how much it whispers your name.